I got a free college degree while I was in prison, and that isn't fair because people on the outside have to pay or have to go into debt to be able to go to school. And even in my case, someone on the outside had to pay or had to go into debt for me to be able to go to school because my college degree wasn't free. It was just free to me because my mother paid for it. Because back in 2003, when I was sitting in the jail, before I got the 32-year sentence, but when it was pretty clear I was going to be spending some time away, she wanted me to have a path forward. She wanted me to have something meaningful or productive that I could work on, so she signed me up for classes through Ohio University. And they were a lot cheaper back then, but they were still not cheap. They were very expensive, so I could take a couple classes sitting in the jail, and eventually when I was in prison, I could submit them, and then we would wait for her to scrounge money together or organize whatever she could so I could take a couple more classes. That's why, after writing everything by hand, sending it through the mail, waiting for responses, it took me 15 years to graduate with my bachelor's degree. Now, even though my courses weren't free, there was something done under the First Step Act that allowed people who are incarcerated to have access to the Pell Grant. So now, in theory, people in college actually can get free college degrees. Now, there are all sorts of barriers in place. There are all sorts of reasons it isn't working the way it's supposed to be working. But that's one of those systems where I understand. Somebody on the outside has to pay, somebody on the inside can't. Now, there are a couple different things. On the inside, it is impossible to get a job where you're actually able to do that. You're not eligible for student loans. You're not eligible for financial aid. You're not eligible for any things people on the outside are eligible for. So there's no meaningful way to do it if you don't have Pell Grant or you don't have family or friends or some kind of support that is able to pay for it. That said, I think everybody should have access to education. I think we should subsidize or support anybody who wants to go to college, especially if it's for something meaningful. Now, yeah, that person who's on their 9th bachelor's degree in liberal arts, whatever, cool. But that first liberal arts degree where they're learning everything they can about the world and where they want to be in it and what role they want to play, I think that's incredibly important. It gives them a better understanding of themselves, better understanding of the world, and gives them more to add to the workforce.